how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer is a series I do around here where once a week during the summer I take a look at a shark movie. And this week we're going to be looking at Bigfoot vs. Megalodon. This is from 2021, directed by BC14, and stars Marco Guzman, Jennifer 14, and Edson Camacho. Now, if you guys don't know who BC14 is, I guarantee you're expecting this movie to be completely different than what it is. Because, I mean, you look at the cover, and it looks like a pretty straightforward creature feature mashup. Shark movies are super popular. I mean, I do a whole series about them. And Bigfoot movies are popular as well. In fact, I am planning something for Bigfoot in the future. Not ready to announce it yet, but if you're watching this way in the future, maybe there's something in the cards or the comments, but I'm not quite ready to talk about that yet. But anyway, with this movie and with this cover, you think you know what you're getting yourself in for. Bigfoot's gonna be there punching the Megalodon. Should be fun, right? But no, this really isn't a creature feature. It's a CGI animated movie in the Space Wars subgenre. Yeah, Bigfoot and Megalodon don't really punch each other. They're kind of just flying around in spaceships commanding armies, which is super weird. But honestly, you watch this and it really does feel like AI slop, but it's from 2021. So yeah, I really don't know where or why this thing came from. And if you look at BC14's other movies, I mean, I haven't really done a deep dive into his career, but he seems to make a lot of movies kind of like this, and I have no idea who this guy is or why he does what he does, but these are some very strange and bizarre and hard to describe movies. But before we get any farther, what's this movie about? Well, basically the idea with Bigfoot versus Megalodon is we're far off in the future in the year 4045. Earth has become uninhabitable, and the humans are in a sort of space alliance, and that's where Bigfoot is. Yeah, Bigfoot is just a tough guy in space, not hiding in the woods or anything. He can speak English and fly a spaceship, and he's just another character that happens to be Bigfoot. The humans are going up against the Archon, which look like your stereotypical alien with the big eyes. I think they're also the Illuminati and the lizard people or something. Yeah, I don't know. But it turns out one of the bad guys' ships crashes on Earth, and you know who's there? A half Megalodon, half human creature created by the bad guys in World War II, and now he wants to fly into space and get revenge on humans for destroying the Earth. Now, I know that's a lot of big, crazy plot elements, but I do want to say, if you're looking for an over-the-top, cheesy, so bad it's good movie, don't look here. This movie doesn't really go big, and it doesn't really go over the top, and most of the time what you're actually seeing on film are these 3D models, which I'm sure were probably bought from somewhere, and they're just there kind of doing their same little emotes and jiggling around, and the shots get super redundant and super repetitive. The human characters are in their spacesuits most of the time, and I'm pretty sure that's just to avoid animating mouths. There's a few scenes where the human princess is out of her suit, and she's always turning away from the camera or having her head cropped out because we're not going to animate a human face talking. But also with everyone being in their suits, it's hard to know the characters and get behind them, you know? You say, oh, we have Van Helsing and Dr. Jekyll in this movie, but it's really just the spacesuit model again, and it becomes super tiresome to look at. Again, with that whole we're being over the top, you get things like one of the reptilians is apparently Stalin, but it's really just a little green alien guy, and we don't get the humor of having Stalin in space. And just in the shots, the movie feels super repetitive. People just standing in front of the camera, going through recycled animations to show that they're talking. But it also really gets to the exposition of this movie. Like, the movie opens up with a super long exposition sequence explaining everything in the whole world and stuff. And a lot of people don't make it through that. But if you do, most of the movie is people saying what they're thinking and talking about their plans and their motivations. So it's just people standing there, I want to do this because I want revenge for this. It is 99% plot. It's not the most complicated plot in the world, but it kind of feels like it when you're getting people talking at you for the whole runtime, and your brain just kind of melts over into goo. And again, I would at least expect some little cheesy fist fight between Bigfoot and Megalodon, but Megalodon's just kind of standing in his tank talking to his army the whole movie. Yeah, he's literally in a little tank of water, and in fact, his story kind of wraps up before the movie's over, and then the movie just kind of ends whenever. We don't see Bigfoot doing anything cool or over the top. He's basically just jogging and then every now and then flying a spaceship, and really the movie is so repetitive. It talks at you so much. It's so much of an exposition dump, and it's so painful how little anything of consequence actually happens, or anything new, anything original, or anything over the top. I mean, this is a movie called Bigfoot vs. Megalodon that includes Van Helsing, Dr. Jekyll, Ra, Joseph Stalin, yet nothing exciting happens? That's crazy. It's just a jumbled, messed up plot told to us in heavy exposition by CGI characters just kinda standing there. It's terrible. It's honestly one of the worst films I ever watched. Doing this series, Sharks of Summer, I've seen a ton of bad shark movies, and I have to say I think Shark Exorcist is still the worst one, but this is probably number 2. This is probably the second worst shark movie I've ever seen, and honestly it feels like my brain's melting out of my ears at this point. But BC-14 would actually make a ton of these. This is not his first Bigfoot movie, although I doubt if I saw the other ones it would make that much more sense. But there's even a Bigfoot vs. Megalodon 2, so I guess all you need is a catchy title, right? And people will click on it long enough to make it profitable? Yeah, I don't know. I know most people can't get through this. I forced myself to watch the whole thing for this review, and I'm not feeling too great right now, but yeah, needless to say, I can't recommend this one. Anyway though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Sharks of Summer 2025 playlist. If you guys want to see this marathon from the beginning, you can click right there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.